Good evening, viewers. My name is Abidemi Oladipo. You're welcome to another edition of our monthly podcast, tagged Stronger Together, a program that talks and deliberates about marriage and relationship. We hope you enjoy this beautiful edition as you listen and come up with your questions. Please try and subscribe and click our like button. You're welcome as you come along. Welcome, viewers, to another maiden edition of Stronger Together. Today is going to be very, very beautiful and exciting. I've got a very, I'm not going to say it's controversial, but it's what you actually, talking about. We'll be discussing a very beautiful topic that has actually caused, and that is causing a lot of issues in marriage, and that's called acceptance, respect and acceptance. To discuss this with me today, I've got an amazing couple here. I don't know how to introduce them, but they are enviable. They are, I'm going to say they are on the medical side. But tonight we will not be talking anything medical, but we can link it anyways. They're going to be introducing themselves to me. You're welcome, my beautiful couple.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I call them the Ghanas. The Ghanas, not Ghana. The Ghanas. You want to introduce yourself to us? You're welcome to this edition of Stronger Together.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for having us here. Want to
I'm glad
introduce
to be
yourself?
here. You go first.
Well, I'm Daniel Ghana.
And I'm Lucy Ghana.
You're Daniel Ghana and you Lucy Ghana.
Lucy Ghana.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you.
very much,
How long have you guys been married? How long have you been married?
We'll be 15 years next
Yeah,
month.
15 years
Yeah,
next month.
May 29th, by the grace of God.
That's a beautiful journey.
Mm-hmm.
That's a decade and a half.
Only.
Only. I'm sure the only you're talking about entails a lot of stories. It entails a lot of testimonies and stories. On our flyers, we don't have Lucy Ghana doing. Viewers, they are both. That's Dr. Daniel Ghana and that farm Lucy Ghana. Because you are taking us on the medical side now. You're both on the medical field.
Yeah.
So you want to tell us how you met? Was it in the theater? Was it in law, medical school, in the uni? You want to tell us how the journey has been, where you guys both actually met?
Okay.
15 years kicked.
Yeah, fire on. Let's. She's better at
She's better at that.
at
You're a better
timeline.
storyteller. Anyway, I'll try. Ours is not a straight story. But I'll start somewhere. So, our families are both known to each other because we attended the same church. And we don't talk more. No, we weren't speaking to each other.
Even though
Yeah.
your families were friends.
Yeah.
Okay.
So not until 1999. Yeah. So
Yeah. That's true. I'm trying to. That's why I say she knows
he
the
had,
dates.
he had a girlfriend then. So let me start from there.
Okay.
So it happened that the girlfriend was also my friend. So he's a bit twisted. I will try. So in 1999, we always go for church programs together. Is it FCS programs? Anyway,
FCS.
yeah. So the three of us always go together, and that was how we got talking. Yeah. But it happened that the girl's parents weren't fully in support of the friendship.
Between them.
Yes. So it wasn't convenient for them to communicate easily. So if there's need to communicate, the communication passes through me. And it was the era of landline. So the girl will phone me and pass the message through me to Daniel. And
So you knew all the secrets about whatever was going on in that relationship.
not all. Not all. And so that was how we got talking. So So it was through the girlfriend anyway. And that was before he left for Cuba. So we've been in the picture since then, but nothing happened. It was just platonic relationship. And you can carry on from there.
And then
Doctor,
what?
you want to tell us, because she started with that it wasn't really straight.
Yeah,
So when did the switch
happen.
happen?
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, thank you very much. That's why I say she's very good with all the timelines. So I think while I was in Cuba, so this lady, she talked about,
What did you go to? You only knew about Cuba. We don't know about Cuba. So what happened in Cuba?
Yeah. So I was fortunate to get scholarship to study medicine in Cuba.
Okay.
So yeah, I studied in Cuba, and while I was there, I think the relationship broke up, and I know a lot of people we wonder how come 16, 17 you're already in a relationship. So when I was young, I looked at my mom when I was around 11, and I told my mom I wanted to get married when I was 25, and she was like, okay, if that's what you want to do, I'll support you. So I was very focused at that point, and I was like, okay, I need to know if this is what I want to achieve, I need to know who I'm going to spend my life with, and that's how I started dating this person earlier. And obviously,
so the person you were dating then was 16.
She's actually a year older. She's a year older than me,
I
isn't
think
it?
so.
Yeah,
Well, maybe.
she's a year older. She was a year older. So, but we split up when I was in Cuba, right? And got back to Nigeria, and then I think that's where it started.
So before you go back, let me
Yeah.
add. When they splitted, I didn't know, because after he left for Cuba, whenever he writes her, he also writes me. So we're communicating more through letter writing, email, because I also left for ABU Zaria, because that was where, I had my pharmacy degree as well. So that was how we're communicating. And then there was this particular time I wrote to him, and I said, oh, hope you're hearing from the girlfriend, hope you're fine, because she was in a different university.
Was it out of care? You
Out
were
of
asking
care, yeah, it was genuine.
About, okay.
Nothing attached.
Nothing
Yeah,
attached.
because we're always communicating, and being the intermediary, I was still
You were
checking
still
up.
continuing your role.
Yeah. So he now said no, that they splitted up, that he's very sure I'm aware of it. That line really got to me, that how would you say I'm aware of it? So luckily it was holiday time, so we met at a birthday party, I and
The other
friend
lady.
then. And I called her aside, that, so you splitted up, you didn't tell me, why did you do that? She said, she was just tired, it's frustrating, her dad is always, cautioning her, she's just fed up with the whole thing. I said, okay, fine. So now that you wrote that letter to him, and did you tell him all the happening? She said, no, there's no point. I said, who does that? So I was harassing her, So he came back for holidays, was it 2003 or 4, thereabout? He came back to Nigeria, yeah, but nothing then. So what happened?
Yeah, I came back, and it was just still the same. Friends, we talk, we see. Nothing really happened at that point.
So
I think everything.
You guys were more. You were more of friends.
Yeah.
To me, the only lesson I want to add, I actually want to grab from that
Scenario
is just that friends. You built up this married thing out of friendship.
Yeah.
Out of friendship.
I think that's exactly what happened. But it was all good. It was finally when I got back. I got back to Nigeria 2007. Like, by then, to be sincere, I don't think I even mentioned that to her, but for some reason, there was charcoal fell. You know charcoal?
I know charcoal.
It's a very dangerous thing.
So what has charcoal got to do with it?
It fell on dry wood, and it caught fire. So.
Was that for real, or you're providing? Okay.
So that's how the fire started burning. I got back, and then
charcoal fell on wood,
dry
and caught
wood.
fire.
Yeah,
and
Yes. So
Viewers, anything can happen.
anything can happen. So
Your home may not be charcoal. Your home could be a spark from
exactly.
2 life wires.
Yeah.
Anything, there is no mistake with anything,
No.
any rendezvous, any meeting.
Yeah.
Something good can come out of it.
Yeah.
You see?
So
That's going to take us to another question from me. So, at what point did you now know that, oh my God, this is going to be marriage, or maybe you should answer that first, and I'll bring my other question.
Okay.
At what point did you know that, oh, you were going to be for life?
yeah. Okay, so I had a tiny twist to that. When I got back, so I was in Cuba, I actually was dating someone else.
In Cuba?
Yeah, well, not a Cuban. She's a Nigerian.
She's a Nigerian.
medical doctor like myself.
Were you still targeting your age 25 then?
No, I graduated 25, so it was already
Past
too late,
your
but,
target.
like, we'll still hit it. So I got back to Nigeria when I was 25, and she was also dating someone else, but for some reason, both of our parents were against. Not both of, well, your dad and my dad. So my dad was like, no, I don't want you to marry somebody that is not from, because I'm originally Nupe. She as well. So I don't want you to marry somebody that is not.
So you're from the
dialect.
same part of the country?
Yeah. Yeah. So, and that's how the rift started. And then I spoke to the lady. In fact, everything works together for good at the end of the day. I spoke to her and I was like, look, we studied overseas. Our licenses are accepted in a lot of other countries. Let's leave Nigeria. I don't need my dad's blessing to get married to you. And she was like, what? So she now looked at me, and after a while, she called me and she was like, I think we should split up. I was like, why? She said that this is actually serious, that even though we get married, that you and my dad accepts her later, she's always going to remember that there was a point my dad didn't want. I was like, no, this is me and you. My family has no business with our home, but we split up, and it was at that point I was like, okay, we thank God, and she has always been there. So that's what they say. What you're looking for in Sokoto, we say.
That's a Nigerian proverb.
Yeah,
what you're looking for in Sokoto is in your trousers, and
exactly.
the trousers is also known as Sokoto.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
So what you were looking for all around, Cuba, Lagos, Abuja, Kaduna,
it was right.
Right beside you.
Yeah. And one day she came to visit me. I was a house officer at FMCP there. That's in Nigeria as well. And I just looked at her and I was like, look, I don't play around. I want to date you, and the only reason I'm going to date you is because I want to marry you. I don't marry anybody there's no date, like, end goal of marriage there. And that's how they're like, okay, if the end goal is going to be marriage, that's fine. And
so that's how it just started, the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know when two people from the same career, the same profession gets married, especially the nurse, pharmacy, doctor, wherever, you will have thought they met maybe on the wards, in school, or wherever. Would you say your career, as in both of you being in the same profession, actually, gave you that satisfaction, like, I'll be okay working with somebody in my field, or was it?
I would say not really.
Personally, I had a list then.
You had a list?
I had a list. And on the list, I said, God, I want a God-fearing man. I don't want a medical doctor. Because for personal reasons, I just feel they're too full of themselves. I don't really envy them that much. I had friends that, it has to be a doctor. Can I be a family? No. But for me, I didn't want to marry a medical doctor. So when he came on board, I saw beyond it, because even before the medicine and the pharmacy, there's an established relationship. So it didn't even click to me until after, we've gone for. I said, really? But I didn't want a medical doctor at first. But I had my peace in the sense that even before, he made his intentions known, I had the conviction. Yeah.
And you pretended?
So I would say I'm blessed because God speaks to me through dreams. I remember growing up, my dad would say, lucid the dreamer. Because there was a time in my life that I had so many people come in. I said, no, God, I can't get this marriage thing wrong. So I was carefully looking into it at the same time praying. And the way it came as a surprise. I wasn't expecting it, and that was how he actually approached me. But then I had that dream even before he returned back to Nigeria, but I just kept it aside. But the funny thing was that the struggle he was going through with his parents to accept the girl, same was going, but we never at once discussed, the issues we are having as regards our love life.
Some parents, because they are friends, they have a way of wanting their children to come together as well. Would you say your parents both have that desire behind the curtain that was not known to you guys?
I don't think so.
I doubt it.
No.
Yeah,
because you said your parents were friends.
They know each other, yeah.
They know each other, you understand? Were they like there wasn't anything like that?
There wasn't any influence.
It was just
we were
natural.
not even visiting each other at home.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, we did, but not that much. Once maybe.
The first time you came to my house was when you came for your first holiday.
Yeah.
2003. Yeah. So that was the very first time, and he was the first man to be accepted in my home without being chased out, because my dad was this really strict person. He has chased out some guys before. So when he told me, I'm going to visit you, I was calculating, God.
You cannot chase me now. Stop this thing.
I know my dad. So I hinted my mom having a guest.
Yeah, Dr. Ghana has something to say. He wants to confess.
So basically,
you know what you did.
Let's hear.
So you know what happened?
Okay.
Obviously, there's something about me. I think I'm very caring actually, and I can go out of, and it's
you're caring.
It can be good and bad. In the sense
that's another twist.
Yeah, no, anything in excess can go a bit into the negative side. You need to be able to control it, and I think that's one thing she's also helped me with, like setting boundaries and all of that. But when I got back from Cuba, there was a time she was really poorly, like she was I don't know whether it was malaria, typhoid or whatever, and I went to the market, bought catfish. Yeah. And then I took care of it myself. I made pepper soup.
You made pepper soup.
And I realized that I didn't know that food doeth good like medicine.
Food doeth good like medicine.
It says laughter, but food doeth good like medicine. And then I cooked it. There was a family friend around that time, and she was like, "What are you cooking this for?" I was like, "Oh, it's for Lucy." She was like, "Are you dating?" I was like, Not really, we are not dating. She was like, "Can you cook this thing for somebody you're not dating?" She now tasted it. She was like, doctor. And they didn't know what happened. I don't know who sent the dad. He didn't know that I put love potion. The dad went to do longer throat.
The dad? Oh my God.
So I took a little and I offered them that, Daniel brought this. So they had a taste of the pepper soup and they never remained the same person. He just kept saying, "I love this boy, I don't know why." I said, "Oh my God." There is love my sin in that pepper soup.
I've always thought that doctors will prescribe, doctor will consult. I didn't know that part of their consultation actually as well is cooking. For Dr. Ghana, he did not prescribe medication to the doctor. She prescribed a cat soup and a pot of cat soup, pepper soup catfish. You can engage and you can fall in love. You can use so many tools. Soup is part of them. If you are not taking anything home tonight, please don't forget, you can take anything can be just package well. Dr. Ghana, well done.
Thank you very much.
Tombo. And has he been cooking for you? Dr. Ghana is a great cook.
For me, yeah.
That's
we both own the kitchen. So
you both own the kitchen.
Yeah. I don't do the cooking alone.
You see, at times when some people come together, there is one advantage that especially the woman normally will have. If your husband can cook, African woman, you're made. Because for a lot of African men, they don't go to the kitchen. They feel that the kitchen is actually men are built for a woman. Sister Lucy, you're blessed. It did not only prove to you that if I were you, were you thinking that this man who cooked pepper soup for me, it would be good to have this kind of person? You were not in any doubt about him?
I didn't even think along that line. Because honestly, I've known him, for how many years before
you got him?
9 years.
You were already friends.
I know he's caring. Although I admired him from afar with that strength, like he's caring, he treats you with respect, the way a man would treat a lady, gentleman. He had that gift. So I
Doctor,
admired that from him.
oh my God, he's been paving his way.
Yes, unknown
with
to
so many skills, caring. What do you expect of a doctor? You should be caring. You should have public relations. You are going to be out there treating your patients with all kind of passion and everything. But
100%.
it's a good one. I would give you 120%. I'm really enjoying my couple, my guests. On here, viewers, we still have Dr. Daniel and Fam Lucy Ghana. Their coming together was God's, arrangement, and it's been a beautiful year together of 15 years of marriage. For every individual that comes into marriage, we have our values, we have what we click and what we kind of respect that has actually grown with us. As a couple or as an individual, what are those values that you actually feel that has helped you in your marriage? And as an individual, what value you have? Your values as a man, you have your value, those things that you respect. I'm sure you know. I'm sitting with professionals. You know what I mean by values as well. How has your values help you to communicate to one another and to help your journey of 15 years?
Okay, you want to go first?
Yeah, we have quite a few that have helped us so far. And the first is respect, which is what we're talking about. We try to accord each other that respect, even in the way we treat ourselves, the way we speak to ourselves. And even in anger, we make sure that, the choice of words, not just, let me use the word, put fighting dirty. We still respect ourselves in that sense.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Even when you have misunderstanding, you said fighting dirty. That's it. Fighting dirty. I've seen couple fought dirty. You see, when they have misunderstanding, the names they call each other. And my God, you'll be wondering, are they really into marriage? Do these people really love one another? And if you really respect your spouse, you don't fight dirty. Fighting dirty is your father. That's your wife, your mother. You see couple using extreme dirty words at each other, even when the children are there, even without children. You're not respecting one another. For me, fighting dirty is the word. You don't fight dirty. You still respect each other, no matter the circumstance.
100%.
Thank you.
100%.
So
I think, just to add to that, I think respect is really, really important. And for me, that has helped me so much because, for example, when she talked about fighting, like I try not to say anything when I'm upset.
you keep quiet.
Yeah, I just keep quiet because there's something at the back of my mind. Like divorce is not an option, right? So I just think about it that if I go dirty, it's because I want the marriage to end. And if that's not my aim, then it's unwise
To bring it in.
to bring it that way. So she's somebody that I'm going to be with forever. If we have issues, then we'll sort it out. And it's good to have issues. What we say is that conflict is good if resolved properly.
Conflict is good if resolved properly.
Yeah.
So conflicts may not be resolved properly.
Yes. Yes. So
Viewers, I'm getting loaded now.
yeah.
You don't fight dirty. and divorce is not their option.
Yeah.
Those are their values. So those are those things that have kept them in the last 15 years.
Yeah.
And that's going to take me to another, beautiful question. I don't want us to come on this program to give people impression. Like myself and my husband, we used to come in contact with a lot of couples. And when we cancel them, what we tell them is that, look here, you're going to disagree.
Yeah.
You're going to have, you don't have to, you're going to compromise at a time, come down out of your own standard and everything. And you're going to, because you're not from the same background and everything, you're going to disagree. So how have you resolved issues in your marriage? I'm sure you have. You have your shortcomings, and how have you been able to manage it?
I think, thank you very much. That's actually a very powerful question, and it leads nicely into the topic we're dealing with, which is respect and acceptance. I think once you're able to respect someone, then you can accept. And when we actually talk about acceptance is taking completely, even with defect.
Taking completely, even with defects.
Yes. So
this table has a table is supposed to have 4 legs.
Yes.
But the table has 1 leg and 3 legs.
Yeah.
Even with that 3 leg, to you it's still a table.
It's still a table.
You accepted it like that.
Accept it.
You didn't throw it away because you have 3 leg.
No.
I don't want you.
No.
It's accepting
Yes.
with defects.
Yes. And that gives the opportunity for you to be the 4th leg. Or look for a 4th leg for that person. So I'm not perfect, and as you rightly said, we are from different backgrounds. Some of my thinking, my upbringing is very different, and she has helped me a lot to polish some. Right. For example, like when I mentioned boundaries, you
were not somebody who set boundaries.
Not really, especially with families. For example, if someone, let's say her sister comes to my house now, I can allow the sister come into my bedroom, our bedroom. So that's fine. I don't have anything to hide. And you'll be like, no.
This is your marriage. This is your room.
Yeah, it doesn't matter whether my sister or your sister. No, they shouldn't. And over time, it's still hard though, because as we say, I have coconut head, but she has really helped in that aspect.
You know one thing that you said that's really touching for me. I said I was actually liking the spouse, your choice, to a 3-legged chair, and you said the other person coming into that person's life can be the 4th leg.
Yes.
That is your whatever shortcomings you have accepted. You just to tell us that you don't have to come into marriage perfect. You don't have to come into marriage whole. Your other person, your other partner can be the person who is actually going to make up for your shortcomings. That's a good one, doctor. That's a very good one, and that's going to take us to our main topic for this podcast. You see, for a lot of people who have come into marriage, you could be married for 20 years, for 30 years. A lot of people have not actually accepted who they have, what they have, and that has caused a lot of issues. There is no respect. You say, I don't see your nakedness now. So that has caused people not to respect one another. You have had 3 children for me. So what is respect? Respect for a man is different from what it is for a woman.
Yeah.
And acceptance can be the same thing for both sex.
Yeah.
So, doctor, for you, what is respect and acceptance from Sister Lucy?
I think respect for me would be around more like submitting.
Around like submitting?
Yeah. One thing I've noticed, I think also from background, is most African men don't like to be, I don't mind being challenged, but there's a way you
You don't mind being challenged.
Yeah.
What's challenging?
So, for example, let's say I'm trying to do something now.
Okay.
And she comes and says, no. Or say, that road you're going is wrong. There's a way you can tell somebody that, and for the fact that you told that person, the person is actually going to go that way. But you can actually tell the person in a way.
In a nice way.
That will make the person turn around and follow you.
Viewers, is the choice of what?
Yeah.
Is the choice of what? You see, most men are egoistic. You can't, they don't want to be controlled. They can be advised. They can be redirected.
Yeah.
But you don't want to stand like you are the one with the remote of their life. It's the choice of your words. A man wants to be corrected, wants to be chastised as well. There's a cunning way of doing it. And I think you can pass a message to your spouse, especially when you're joking. You know you shouldn't have taken that place. But for example, they feel so like being tutored, especially when you have a third party there. You're supposed to take that place. Have you taken that thing? Commanding. A man doesn't like that. For Sister Lucy, what's respect for you? Because you're the female, and we are African here. Most African men does not believe that they still need to respect their wife.
Respect for me is, showing that you care, and you should mean every word you say to me. And for me, respect means giving me that listening ear. Though I know sometimes he pretends to listen, but he's a good listener. I can vouch for that. Right from when we met, even if he's tired, he listens to you. So to me, I feel even when I'm angry or I'm happy or I'm saying something, I want you to give me your ear. Listen to me. The way you treat me says a lot. To me, I view it as love. And the way a woman will view respect is different from man. I know you mentioned it the last time. Because whenever there is any issue on ground, the woman will easily coin it to say, I think he doesn't love me. And the man will view it to say, I think she doesn't respect me. So to me, respect is showing me love, showing that you care, and giving me all the support I need whenever I ask for it. Yeah.
That's a good one. Giving the support, giving all the love whenever you ask for it. Some people feel that love is putting tea on the table, bringing breakfast in bed. I've seen men chop down their wife like their slave, like their second, fiddle, like their non-entity, that they are not expected. I'm talking, you're talking. I can't be talking to my brother and you're actually interrupting. I'm not saying a woman should be jumpy, even at conversation. But if you so talk your wife down in the crowd, anywhere, even when both of you are together, that's not love. Whoever you love, you're going to respect. Whoever you respect, you're going to actually show love. It's a beautiful one today. What's Dr. Ghana? I'm putting this to you because respect and acceptance is a psychology word. And for me, it's therapeutic.
Yes.
It could be negative or positive. What is the effect of acceptance and respect in marriage?
So
I don't want you to limit it to your own marriage now. To our viewers who are listening, to a man who you want to tutor there. So what's the effect of respect and acceptance in marriage?
So the way I want to look at it is, think about somebody that has an injury.
Okay.
You can either look at it and say, I have an injury and I want to treat it.
Okay.
Or look at the injury and be angry. The problem will fester on.
Okay.
So when you accept, it brings you to a point of peace.
Acceptance brings you to a point of peace?
Yes.
Okay.
And say, okay, this is it. So it's like you now come and say, okay, this is what I have. I'm at peace with it. How can this log of wood that I have, how can I make it into a beautiful sculpture? Instead of saying I have a log of wood, I should have had a gold.
So your wife is not actually an ingredient, a recipe given to you. Like you want to cook now, you want to cook the egusi, you want to cook pounded yam. You're going to be given yam. So God has given you that recipe.
Yeah.
Whatever, you can make anything out of it.
Yes.
You can make pounded yam, you can make amala, you can make that's all. So whatever we see Sister Lucy to have become now, it's what you have made out of that recipe that's been given to you.
Yes. And it's something that it's done over time. It's a process. You know, anything beautiful takes time. It's not like
it takes time.
Yeah.
Would you want to say that? Where does the journey of acceptance and respect begins? Should it start with a marriage? Should it start after marriage? So
for me, I'll say it's an action word. So like when we talk about love, a lot of people confuse love as feeling, but love is actually a verb, so it's an action word. So it is continuous. So acceptance is pre-marriage, during marriage, and even, God forbid, for those people that will have issues.
So let's talk about acceptance before marriage. Can you take us? Because what do you do? What does acceptance play before you are brought into a home?
I would say acceptance play a major role before marriage, because I feel that's the critical point. You know, before you let a man into your life. I'll use myself as an example. I've seen so many men who came around me, and I'm very analytical.
Analytical.
Yeah. So I have to watch every word they say, their actions. There are some that are 99% perfect, but for just one singular act, I just feel, I don't think I can see this person as my spouse. I'm afraid I can't really accept the person, you know, because I feel that's the easy way to weed the person out instead of getting entangled in marriage, and it's now difficult, you know, to move out. So to me, that's a critical part. You don't accept the person after marriage. You know, our parents, they will tell you, you don't need to know the person, you don't need to love the person, just marry and everything will happen. For me, I'm not of that line. I feel if I need to accept you, it has to be before marriage. I need to be sure I can do life with you. I need to be sure I can sleep and wake up.
So for somebody like Fam Lucy, she decided, and like you said, you are very analytical. For people who are getting married, you know, intending to get married, if there is any defects in your so-called choice that you feel is not manageable for you from the onset, I just feel that if it's a problem, because a lot of issues that causes problem in marriage does not actually starts in marriage. It should have started. These are the red lights that should have been shown even before marriage. So if you feel that there are things that you're not comfortable with, you know, I'm not saying, like we said from the onset, we can go into marriage without being perfect. But if there are things that is causing issue, sleepless nights, not giving you peace, I think that's the journey of your not being accepting that person. You know, should we say that again? Should we be bothered about acceptance with in-laws? Because they are part of marriage as well. There are issues where parents have not accepted your choices, our choices, and it has actually caused problem. Should we be mindful of that?
Looking at it from the context of being Africans, I'll say it would be good to
be mindful of that.
To be mindful of it, you know. But at the same time,
why?
We are community people.
Because it can cause a lot of problems.
Yeah, so you know, in the community, you have, not that everyone plays a role by force, but because of the way we're like, not community, family. So you know, most people from Africa, you have large family and that. But if you do not accept it from the get-go, it will definitely cause problem in your family. So like one thing she has taught me, like I mentioned, was that boundary. A lot of people have allowed their in-laws have too much say in their family.
In the family.
Like in their own unit. I'm not saying you cannot get advice from people, but for somebody to now tell you how to run your home, it shouldn't be. So, and that's one difficulty that a lot of us face from back home, you know. And a lot of things our parents did, even from experience, is because they love you. But sometimes the way we show love might not be perceived by the person you're trying to love as love. So you need to know how to love the person as well.
You need to know how to love. Doctor, how do you want your love served?
Hot.
That's a big one. He said hot. Ghana. How do you want your love served?
Yeah. So
you said hot.
Hot. Like hot. So I'm more of a physical touch person. Right. Yeah. So, and even a lot of my friends would have noticed when I see a friend of mine I've not seen for a long time, I hug the person.
That's
you know,
there should be a barrier with that.
No. You don't do it anyhow.
Don't do it anyhow.
And I don't. If it's a guy, no problem. But ladies,
you have to be cautious.
But like with my wife, like when we're working, I like holding her hand. Or maybe when I want to go to work, I'll hug her or some, you know, just that's
you know, you don't really look that. You look very professional, very serious. These northerners and everything. So you are for the first time I'm seeing a man who is saying that he wants to be touched. He wants to be, you know, the peck you type, the whatever type.
The physical touch and.
So you're not shy to express love outside and everything.
There's no shyness with you.
Okay, let's calm down.
There is no shyness.
I was almost going to, but I was like,
there's no shyness.
You know, let's be a bit professional.
And still on the acceptance thing. I know of people when they get married, they see they maybe they got married maybe because this person got pregnant to me, or because this person has done me a kind of favor before. He gave me school, he gave me money when I lacked money, and they use that. Really, she's not really my kind of person. She's not my standard. We have people who are married some other people and married, having their spouse with them, and they feel that I'm just pitying you. I just do you favor by marrying you. Those are ways that, you know, that people have not been accepted.
Yes.
I've known people whose marriage rights have not actually been done, and in pains, quietly, the other, especially the women, they cry. Because if you've actually not gone to actually marry, you know, traditionally, it means you have not accepted. So how do we advise, you know, fine, some people have been in that situation, and it's for a lot of people, they feel it's a no-go, a land of no return. How can you manage? How can you respect your spouse? How can you accept? Show that there's a way you're going to show me that you have accepted me. I have my flaws. I'll give you an example. I have my shortcomings. But there are certain things that my husband has known me for, that this is beating me. It can be frustrating when you are trying to change somebody. That's where my own acceptance comes. It can be frustrating when you are trying to change somebody to suit what you are. But I feel the height of love is for you to accept me, even with my shortcomings. I'm not saying it's an avenue for you to do rubbish.
No.
But if you are able to accept me for who I am, I think I can be easily loved.
Yes.
And respecting each other's, you know, shortcoming. To me, that's acceptance.
Yeah.
That's respecting.
Yeah.
Not taking me out of my zone, not forcing me, giving me room to be who I want to be, not changing me. So how for you as a couple, what has helped you? You have accepted yourself, you respect yourself. What are those things that you can, you know, tell our viewers to actually learn from you, or to teach them as well?
Okay.
in form of respect and accepting one another.
You want to go for it?
Yeah, well, I would say, speaking from experience anyway, we are both different. And in marriage, I feel it's good to know each other's personality.
Because
It
we
goes
are
a long
different.
way. Yeah. We all have our strengths, our weaknesses.
We have our strengths, we have our weaknesses.
Definitely. So if you're accepting one, you're accepting everything. And if you keep focusing on just the strength and not the weakness.
Or the other way around?
Yeah,
Or the other way around.
That's
So-
what brings about disrespect, even while trying to accept the person. So it's like partially accepting the person. So to me, it has to be everything. If
Don't focus only
just
on the strength,
yeah,
but focus on the weakness of that person.
and see how you can help the person, become who you want the person
Be the
to
fourth leg
Yeah.
of the table.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Sister Lucy, you look too principled and too rigid for me. And because the doctor said he can always, show his own. How do you express your love outside, Dr. Ogana?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, so there are loads of ways. You want me to show it to you? Oh, more or less.
You don't kiss continuously on this show. I'm gonna find you.
You only find fine boys.
Oh my god! We only find five, but it's been so interesting. It's been lovely having you guys around. It's been so beautiful. And you're blessed with how many kids?
For now.
So you still want to go on this show?
So
For now,
we have 3. Is it for now or is it 3? Okay, sorry. They say it's 3.
they say it's true.
Yes.
Okay. Your home is blessed.
Amen.
It's been nice having you guys around, and it's been such a beautiful journey with you. And as you clock your 15th year in May, or what month is that?
May 29th,
May
next
29th.
month.
Next month. My own advice is that when two people come together, you should bless each other. Your marriage will bless you.
Amen.
And you don't only bless each other, you're going to please God. Because marriage is ordained by God. You are not mainly just to satisfy yourself. And you are supposed to please the people around you as well. So those are the 3 chords of marriage that I pray that you will be blessed with. I hope when we call you some other time, you are going to come back.
Yeah.
God bless you. It's nice having you around.
Thank you very
Thank you for
much.
having
I pray that your marriage will grow stronger together. And when we call you, you're going to come back. It's been amazing on this edition of Stronger Together. Please don't forget to click the like button and subscribe till we come your way next month on Stronger Together. Keep it real.